I'm Marnie Batista, and I'm so glad that you are here. Over the next week or so, we're going to be spending some time together, and I'm going to teach you a new system to really help you unlock your true potential so that you can find true love, increase your confidence, get rid of that weight on your shoulder, that worry about your future and your love life, and really help you understand what it takes to really know who you are and be ready to claim that to the world, which will ultimately increase your attraction factor so that you can start to magnetize the men that you want, not those guys that you've been getting. So in the next 3 videos, we're going to work on very specific skills. And in today's video, I'm going to help you overcome the blame game so that you can stop externalizing what's going wrong in your love life. And I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions, and we'll deal with that in a few minutes. But let me tell you what we're going to be doing in the rest of this video series. In the second video, we're going to help you overcome that internalizing self-doubt. I'm going to help you to remove that nagging, what's wrong with me feeling. When I work with clients and we really get down to it, it seems that that is the #1 challenge, is this feeling of I'm not good enough or I don't deserve this. And so in order to really change up your dating game, it's imperative that we stop that internalizing, stop that negativity towards self, and change it up. Because once you do that, you're going to radiate at a completely different energy, and you're going to attract amazing men and opportunities into your life. And then in the last video, I'm going to help you to understand if you're really, really ready for a relationship and what it takes to actually become ready. When I do this work with clients or in groups, it seems that one of the big aha moments is that they've been telling themselves that they are ready and sort of telling the world and putting it out there. But once they start to dig in, they realize that there's actually some work that needs to be done, some thought patterns that need to be shifted and changed. And once they're able to do this, then they are truly ready for a relationship. And the results that they get once they make that shift are pretty phenomenal. So stay with us for this series, and we'll be able to address all of those things so that you can emerge really confident. Now, I'm going to do my very best to teach you all that I can in the next 3 videos, and they're going to be about 15 to 20 minutes long each, so you're going to get a lot of content. But for those of you who want to go deeper, I will be sharing with you at the end of the video series a new opportunity to enroll in our upcoming March 7th start date for Beyond the Romantic Rut. Now, we taught this class over the last 2 years, and for a while we thought that we were going to put it to rest, but the demand for this class has been really high, and in fact, we've decided to make it a little bit more juicy and enticing by actually reducing the price and changing the content in a big way, but with maximum results. So if you're interested later, I promise I'm going to tell you about how you can take advantage of being in that course. But for now, let's get started with the blame game. Now, when I teach my basic introductory course, Breaking Free from Your Romantic Rut, or my retreat, or any time I work with someone privately, we come up with what I call a list of limiting beliefs. It's the blaming. It's why I'm still single according to what's happened to me in the past. Every experience that you have had in the past impacts your thoughts, your belief system. And as a result of that, your experiences continue to prove that you're right about your beliefs. And it creates what I call the thought avalanche. So you believe something to be true, and then what you do, the actions you take, how it makes you feel, perpetuates. It's like a snowball. And then the actions that you take and the results that you get keep you stuck in that cycle of negativity and believing that all those things that are true for you based on your past, they're really true. And so it's hard to get out of this cycle. And often when I work with somebody, they want to really stay connected and committed to that story. How often do you tell your story about your past or what doesn't work for you or why you're single? Because every time you tell it and you put the blame on the outside circumstance, you're actually giving energy and momentum to that story so that it continues to be true for you in your life. So what I need for you to do is to be willing to let go of that story and let go of that commitment to the story. And be open to answering a few questions that can ultimately change your mindset and as a result leave you in a place of complete openness and willingness to learn a new system, almost like a new technology to rewire your brain so that your dating results and your love results and then ultimately all the results in your life really shift. So let's get started. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, what is it that you really, really want? Not just, maybe specific to, dating per se, but what do you really want globally in your life? Do you want to have a loving, lasting relationship? Do you want to have self-confidence? I just did this exercise with someone who's taking one of my classes. When I asked her, what is it that you want? She said, I want to love myself. I want to feel good about myself no matter what happens. So I want you to get really clear. What is it that you want? And write that down. So now I want you to think about, what is it that you're doing currently to get what you want? Make a list of it. Maybe you're reading certain books. Maybe you are getting Botox every 6 or 8 weeks. I don't really know much about Botox. I don't know how often you get it. But maybe you're losing weight. Maybe you've joined a new website that can help you get more hits or more looks or more winks. Maybe you're hanging out with a different crowd. But what have you been doing so far to really get that what you want? And in that client's case, what was she doing so far to get self-love? And then I want you to really look at that list, and I want you to ask yourself, how well is it working? How well is what I'm doing getting me to what I want? And for most people, when they look at that list, and I want you to make it really detailed, they say that it's actually not working at all. Okay, so if what you're doing isn't working to get you what you want, what's it costing you? What's it costing you to keep on doing what you've been doing? Maybe it's costing you time. Maybe it's costing you money. Maybe it's costing you heartache, friendships, self-esteem. I want you to really get honest and real with yourself. What is it costing you to keep trying, doing exactly what you've been doing? The results can be staggering. Now, the last question I want to ask you is this, and this is really about getting to that place of willingness. If there was a way to get what you want, that question I asked you at the beginning, if there's a way to get what you want and minimize the pain, minimize those costs, and change what you've been doing, are you willing to do it? Now, most of you will say, yes, of course I am. And I want you to really stand in that, because saying it and then living it are two completely different energies. So close your eyes and imagine that you see a big thermometer there. And at the top of the thermometer, it's like 100 million%. And when your eyes are closed and I ask you, how willing are you to stop doing what you're doing and try something different to get what you want? Where does the mercury go? Is it like at 70%? Is it at 100%? Where is it? And now I want you to ask yourself, well, what would it take to get to 100%? And that's sort of your homework. What will it take for you to get to 100%? Maybe you need more information. Maybe you're not willing to go away from that ex that keeps texting you, because you just really don't want to let it go, even though you say that you do. So it's from this place that we can now stop blaming what's not working. Because the truth is, in order to get a different result, it's time for you to take responsibility. It's time for you to realize that what you've been doing isn't getting you closer to your goal, and that you're going to have to be willing to do something else. And once you realize that and you're willing to take responsibility and stand in your power for the results that you want, it's almost like you have to draw a line in the sand and stake a claim for you and that goal, that question I asked you at the beginning. What is it that you want? And if you're ready, then I want you to ask yourself this question. So what are some actions I can start taking today that would be in alignment with what it is that I truly want? Now, I'd love for you to send me an email at marnie@datingwithdignity.com and create some accountability. Let me know what it is that you're willing to do. I want to hear from you. Now, in the next video, we're going to talk about how to get rid of that negative self-talk and stop the internalizing about what's wrong with me. And again, you know, this is going to be a 20-minute video, and I'm not going to be able to heal all your wounds, but we're going to get a really good start at it. And if you're interested in finding out more about the new Beyond the Rut class, please let me know. Again, send me an email to marnie@datingwithdignity.com. And you don't have to wait for the end of this video. You can just click on the link here or send me an email and ask some questions. In the meantime, do your homework, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye-bye.